So you've finally made the decision to be a freelancer. You have overcome those fears of going out on your own, and you're just ready for a change. You're ready to control your own schedule, to earn more while working less. You're ready to work from home or really from anywhere you choose with clients that you choose to work with. But there's still one question lurking in the back of your mind. What if I fail? Trust me, you are not alone here. And after almost 2 decades of working online in the freelancing and entrepreneurial realm, I can tell you that everyone has this fear, but the people who make it have 2 things in common. First, they don't allow this fear to stop them from chasing their dreams. And 2, they prepare to fail by embracing it as an opportunity to learn and grow, but they also quite literally prepare themselves. Like a wise one once said, failing to prepare is preparing to fail. So in today's video, I wanted to bring up some of the top mistakes freelancers make so that you can prepare and avoid making them yourself. But before we get started, I would just like to say hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah Noquette, and my team and I both help people scale online by becoming online business managers through our OBM school programs. And we also help busy bee entrepreneurs button up their online businesses and offline businesses so that they can claim their freedom back through our OBM agency. So basically, we do everything OBM, whether you want to become one or you need to hire one. Now, OBMs are freelancers too, and many people actually work in other freelancer positions like bookkeeping and being a VA, virtual assistant, before becoming online business managers, which is why for today, we're going to be diving into the top mistakes that you should avoid making in the world of freelancing so that you can find your way to success a bit more smoothly. So let's get started. We're going to be starting off with a big one, and that is pricing, specifically undercharging for your services. Now, after working with and training hundreds of individuals inside OBM school, I can tell you that this is a challenge that everyone faces across the board. In general, many freelancers will go into their business thinking, if I set lower prices, I will get more clients, right? Wrong. Setting lower prices will devalue the work you are doing and will make it harder to increase those prices later down the road because you will be attracting low budget clients, what we lovingly describe as those no money Marys inside of OBM school. And before you know it, you will be doing hours and hours of work for little compensation, which is 100% not sustainable. Higher prices are associated with higher quality, but that doesn't mean to overcharge people. You can definitely do a little bit of market research to price accordingly, and you should always over deliver. Now, I'm not saying to just take on any task a client throws your way. Scope, boundaries, these need to be set, but you should always be doing your best work and maybe something a little extra every now and then. And I'm sure you're thinking, well, I'm scared to raise my prices because then I may not find any clients. Trust me, they will find you. If one client thinks your rates are too high, there will be another one out there that can afford you and will in the end value your work much more. In other words, when both you and your client feel good about the pricing, you and your client will also value the work more, leading to a more positive relationship on both sides of the coin. If you have been feeling like your rates are too low, we have a whole video dedicated to raising your rates with current clients called How to Increase Your Rates with Current Clients. And I'm going to pop that link for that video below so that you can check it out. Now, moving on to mistake number 2, neglecting clear boundaries. So we just finished talking about this idea of over-delivering. And as I mentioned, there is a fine line between over-delivering and scope creep. Now, many freelancers struggle with this because they are always accessible, whereas in a 9-to-5 office setting, you're only accessible during working hours, theoretically. Many freelancers get stuck in the trap of working 24/7, which is an absolute no-go and definitely not sustainable. After finally getting into the freelance realm, the last thing you want to do is burn yourself out and then not enjoy your work anymore. Am I right? Something else that can happen here is when one client is always in communication with you, adding on tasks, etc. It makes it very challenging for you to scale your own business and work because more clients all of a sudden and all your time is accounted for. And just the overall feeling of being taken advantage of can lead towards resentment and eventually a decrease in the quality of your work. Scope creep is not always intentional from the client's end, but either way, it needs to be prevented. So to avoid this, you need to start by setting very clear expectations and deliverables in contracts before you start working. This way, if you feel like too many extra tasks are being added, or if you're doing a lot of extra uncompensated work, you can bring it to your client's attention. If they are reasonable, you can negotiate with them to either expand the scope of work so that you are compensated fairly, or decide that you aren't able to work on those new tasks at the current time because you want to maintain high quality work for the tasks that you are already responsible for and that fall under your contract. This will help you keep your sanity, maintain a work-life balance, and create more positive and lasting relationships with your clients as you deliver your best work. It's truly a win-win. Now, this brings me to my next point. What if something happens to a client? Maybe they can't accept your new rates, or maybe you have a falling out for one reason or another. It happens, okay? Even when you don't expect it to happen. So you will never want to rely too heavily on just one or two clients. Now, I'm not saying you should be working with 5 to 10 clients, especially as an OBM, that would be crazy. OBMs, for example, usually have 2 or 3 or 4 retainer clients and then a variety of project clients. And this allows them to have a reliable flow of income while not working over the top. But something else that we teach our students inside of OBM school is that it's great to have those main clients on retainer. However, you also need to start a wait list. Keep your options open, keep your pipeline flowing, keep networking, keep building relationships. So if something happens to one of those clients, you aren't having a panic attack trying to replace that income. So how do you do this? One way is to keep yourself surrounded with other professionals in your field or in your niche. It's very common to get referrals from your professional connections when they know they have a client that you could help. You could also work on developing solid client intake funnels using freebies or lead magnets to help your ideal clients find you. Many of our students within OBM school share how much they benefited from that community. For example, inside of the accreditation, we leverage accountability pods and mentorship so that our students can connect with, learn from, and gain accountability from like-minded entrepreneurs and industry leaders. If you want to learn more about our OBM accreditation program, just follow the link. I'll pop it below in the description. Now, this takes us right to our final point of the day. Many freelancers struggle over time because they unintentionally begin neglecting their own business as they become so focused on helping their clients succeed. Just like the over-delivering versus scope creep issue we discussed earlier, there needs to be a balance here. When you decide to work in the online space, you are also signing up to be a lifelong learner. This landscape is always evolving, so to stay on top, you need to spend a little bit of time developing your skills, staying up to date with current tools and tech, all that good stuff. And no, you do not need to master it all. You just need to put some effort and allocate some time into staying up to date and be willing to learn something new when your clients ask you about it or ask you to use a particular project management tool, for example, or email marketing tool. This will help you serve your clients better, but it will also help you continuously attract new ones. If you want to work on a more managerial level as an online business manager, you also need to keep your website, client intake funnel, and systems up to date and cleaned up because your business will serve as a portfolio that clients will look at and judge to see whether you are qualified to help them run their business. Again, if business management is something that you're interested in, we talk a ton about all of these things inside our OBM school program. So make sure you check out our programs and the free resources below that will help you get started, get your systems buttoned up, and a little guidance on where to go next. Okay, I know that was a mouthful. I know that this path can feel overwhelming. You have a lot to think about as a freelancer, and when you're first starting off, it is a new and sometimes scary feeling. However, once you take those first steps, get that ball rolling and keep taking it one step at a time, it will all start to feel natural just like anything. I will pop a few links below for those of you who are eager to eat up some more freelancing tips and tricks. And again, I know we talked briefly about online business management today. If that sounds like something you might be interested in, check out the free resources and website links below. And as always, let us know in the comments if you found this video helpful or if you have any questions that we didn't answer. Until next time.